Alright, Criterion Blu-Ray haul. The literally craziest Criterion Blu-Ray haul that you'll ever see. Please don't make the same choices that I made because you guys are probably smarter with your money than me. I'm gonna time myself 20 minutes. 20 minutes. It's gonna be 20 minutes. Let's see, where's the timer? Here it is. As you can see, is it in focus? It is in focus. That's 20 minutes. And we're going to start now with the first one. And that is Billy Wilder's Ace in the Hole. Now, I gotta say, Billy Wilder, he's one of those directors that the more time passes, as time passes, I think my respect for him just becomes greater. The fact that he made movies like Sunset Boulevard and Ace in the Hole in the early 50s, in the midst of the golden age era of Hollywood, is incredible. Like, he was basically making like American New Wave films in the early 50s, like way before the French New Wave happened or the Italian New Wave happened. Like, he was sort of the first person to actually tackle harder subjects. And maybe like Nicholas Ray and Douglas Sirk, but this is not about them. This is about Billy Wilder in this film. I mean, come on, this is like basically Billy. I think this and Sunset Boulevard was like his start of like basically kicking Hollywood in the balls, and this is a great example of it. And goddamn, like documentaries about Billy Wilder's career, about the movie, just commentaries done by film scholars, and like just some random stuff from the American Film Institute because they love Billy Wilder. Yeah, this is pretty great. I thought I would talk. Maybe this haul might not be that long if I'm gonna talk like this. All that jazz. I have a review up. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. But if you have seen it, you would know that I love this movie. Again, this is a very good example of like a guy basically taking a medium that he works in and he clearly loves, and then just crushing the balls of that institute, that idea, but also kind of showing just how people are like that. He's basically destroying the romanticism of it. He's showing that all these beautiful people dancing on stage, they're actually all like really broken people, and they have miserable lives, and we should probably not follow in their footsteps unless we're passionate enough to go through all of that. Like, Roy Schneider's character in this movie is so filled with ego, but he clearly is a character who kind of wants to die. Like, he does not have the will to live. Every single choice that he makes in this movie basically shows a very self-destructive character, and it's very interesting. Like, to think that this is sort of like a self-portrayal, which is, I think it's obviously it's a great movie. It's extremely funny. The musical scenes are just like and also it's like really ahead of its time. Like, using musical scenes as a portrayal of what's going on in real life, and then like kind of making this whole zany feel to it, like almost like a Terry Gilliam movie. And what about the special features, like interviews, a documentary on Bob Fosse? That's gonna be fascinating. And documentary on the soundtrack, documentary about Broadway. This is great. This is a pretty solid. I'm not a fan. Again, with Ace in the Hole too, like, I'm not a fan of these two covers because they're basically just a poster. And look, this is a great poster. This is a solid poster, and this is also a solid poster. But if you really, when I think of the Criterion collection, I think of amazing DVD covers, and those are kind of disappointing. But again, both amazing films, amazing DVDs. Let's move on, shall we? Oh, okay. Band of Outsiders. My personal favorite Godard movie. I've seen, admittedly, I've only seen his 60s stuff. I haven't seen any of his 70s stuff. I probably should. I've heard, I hear that it gets really weird. Like, his post-60s stuff. Like, after Weekend, it really becomes different, and I want to check it all out. But this is, from all of his early stuff, I think this is just the most fun. Like, A Woman is a Woman is probably the most entertaining, maybe also, like, Pierre LeFou is that, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not French, but this guy is. And, I don't know, Band of Outsiders, it always struck me as the most stylistic one. It always struck me as the most character-driven one. It always struck me as the one where he really utilizes, every technical aspect of filmmaking and really goes full on with it. Like, the credit scene where, like, he's just, like, constantly shifting through the faces. Or the minute of silence, which is something that Yellow Submarine kind of took. Or, like, what's another great thing? Like, the dance scene. And, like, in the midst of the dancing, like, you'll hear, like, what they're thinking inside. Like, those scenes are just so exciting. And at the same time, they're, like, also, like, just like most French New Wave movies, they're, like, sort of bringing homage to, like, classic Hollywood while also making fun of it at the same time. It's just, and this is, like, Anna Karina, like, at her peak. This is just this is some Godard's best stuff. Like, just, it's not only just, like, a really cool movie, but, like, as a director, it's really where he kind of comes in full form. And not in a cynical way. I feel like Contempt is where he came in full form, but he was kind of a cynical jerk with it. This is where he's like, okay, I love what I'm doing. I love this. And you can feel it in every scene. And what is there? Like, conversations between Godard and, like, okay, this has Jean-Luc Godard discussing discussing the New Wave. Maybe he has a really negative idea of it. But, like, Godard discussing the New Wave. That's gotta be interesting. And just, like, a silent short made by Varda. I didn't buy any Varda movies, so maybe this could be a replacement for that. Trailers, da-da-da-da. Yeah, I'm probably just, like, really excited for the New Wave documentary. Oh, and there's, like, behind-the-scenes footage from the movie. So that's gotta be interesting. Like, some behind-the-scenes footage of Anna Karina doing stuff that's charming because she's Anna Karina. And what about the cover? The cover, it's not even the poster. It's kind of lame. But you know what? Even like, look at that image. Just that image is already just cool. So yeah, whatever. It's a great movie. You know what? This is the cover. This, like, I believe this is the poster. I believe this is the cover for most DVDs and Blu-rays for Barry Lyndon, but I don't care, because this has always been one of my favorite images in anything movie related. And I think most people would agree that this is his underrated masterpiece. Like, I think as time is going by, this is kind of catching up on 2001: A Space Odyssey as being his real kind of magnum opus as a visionary director, as a guy who really looked at the screen and saw a canvas where he could place things. This is really where his skills as a early photographer kind of comes into place. And, I mean, what can you say about this movie? Every single thing about it. Like, his mastery of, you know, technical aspects of movies, this is where it really comes in full form. And, like, even the quiet scenes, like, you just stare at the candlelit scenes and you're just like, my God, it looks so beautiful. And what is there? This, like, okay, interview with Stanley Kubrick. That's always exciting. He's an interesting guy. Interviews, more interviews with actors and critics. Is there a making of documentary? That's usually what I kind of want. Okay, there is, like, a new program, which is basically the Criterion way of saying, yes, this is in fact a documentary. A new program about the film's groundbreaking visuals, which is basically what I kind of want. So, yeah, this looks fun. This is probably great. All the features are probably going to be amazing. That was Barry Lyndon. We're only going through the B's at this point. It's just the first part. The Before Trilogy. If you guys have seen my favorite movies list video, which at this point in my life has probably changed a lot, but this is still in my top 5. I love these movies. I think as a trilogy, it works way better. And, like, look at that fucking cover, man. Look, like, the different times of the sun. Jesus Christ, it's such a great idea. And look, when you look at it inside, motherfucker, but the art, Look at the art. Look at it. It's so good. So amazing. It's beautiful. My God. And there's discussions between Julie Delpy, Ethan Hawke, and Linklater. Sold right off the bat. That sells me on the movie. But then there's like documentaries and behind the scenes footage for basically every movie, and like a feature length documentary about Richard Linklater. There's like just it's so good. It's so good. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Every single thing about it. I love it. Because here's the thing, man. When you try to buy DVDs or Blu-rays for the Before Trilogy in Korea, first of all, you can't buy this one. Second, all of them, almost all of them, I checked all of them. I haven't bought them, but I've checked them in like DVD stores. Every single one of them only have the movie. They only have the movie, maybe the trailer, not even the commentary, and that's it. That's not... that's screwing the goddamn buyer, man. But anyways, that Blu-ray... Come on. Do I even need to explain the movie and movies and why they're great? The fact that they actually spent time on it, and the fact that there's like 9 years between each movie, and the way the characters actually grow because the people who were making it grew up themselves. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Fuck. Being there, Hal Ashby. I'm gonna say this. Some of you might be asking, well, did you buy Harold and Maude? No, because I don't like Harold and Maude. I'm not a big fan. I do like Hal Ashby, though. I think he's, like, amongst, like, the American New Wave directors, he's one of my favorites, because his films are so different from the other American New Wave directors. The Last Detail, I think that was made by Hal Ashby, right? Well, anyways, that movie is absolutely great. I don't, like, I'm not sure why The Last Detail isn't really on the Criterion Collection. I'm not sure why it's not really on, like, major Blu-rays, or if it has, like, a major release or whatever. It's a really underrated movie, and like a really underrated Jack Nicholson performance too. But anyways, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about being there, which is great. It's a very meditative movie. I think that's the first thing I want to say about it. It's very meditative. It's funny, almost in a really juvenile way. Like you're almost laughing. At first, you were kind of laughing at goddamn, what's his name? Yes, Chance. You're kind of laughing at Chance, but then you're kind of laughing at the situation that Chance is in, which is a very natural transition that the film takes. And man, I have a review up of it on my channel. I've explained a lot about it. I'm not sure if I have new thoughts on it, but there's something about the ending. There's something about the whole film that really seems like Hal Ashby's really frustrated about how the world is going, about American politics, about how public image influences the media and whatnot. In many ways, I feel like this film has more. It has more weight to it now than before, especially in America, probably. Because of the political climate that you guys are in, if you're American and if you're watching. Yeah, the movie's great. What do we have here? Interviews. Yeah, new documentary on the making of the film. That's all I want, really. Seminars. The author of. Oh, I didn't know this was adapted from. Oh, I didn't know this was a novel. I might have to read that one. So the novelist went on to the Cavett Show. And there's an interview that Peter Sellers did on TV. That's all going to be great. Looking forward to that documentary, though. The cover, it's basically just a poster, but it is a. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure if I'm a fan of the poster at all. It's kind of bland. It is kind of bland. They probably could have done better. I don't know. I wasn't asked to make this stuff. I probably would make a terrible cover anyways. So yeah, being there. It's great. Haven't seen it? Check it out. It's pretty damn good. And this one, some of you might be questioning this one. Some of you might not understand why I bought this one, because I did upload a review of it, and I had said that I didn't get it, that I didn't necessarily like it, even though I saw the qualities in it. and that's Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. The reason I bought this movie is because I saw it again, and it clicked. It clicked on a level. I'm sorry. It clicked on a level that I was not expecting. I was having way too much fun. Okay, something happened. Oh, okay, that I don't really need to know anything about that. Once in a while, there's gonna be like somebody like sending text messages willy nilly. That has nothing to do with me. I'm not gonna care. I'm gonna keep moving on. I don't know, something about this movie. It really just clicked with me. The humor, like just like that. It was just like, wow. I get the campiness. I get like how bland the music is. I get the satire, and the fact that Roger Ebert wrote it. It's still fucking weird, man. I mean, the movie, it's really a movie where you either get it or you don't. You either like the style or you don't. You either think it's campy or you campy but fun, or you think it's campy and crappy. I don't know. I guess it is a very divisive movie. Most cult movies are. I love the cover though. The cover, this is great. This is exactly what I want from a Criterion Blu-ray or a Criterion cover. The Valley of the Dolls, like the movie that this movie's based on. The Valley of the Dolls Criterion cover kind of sucks. Like, it's clearly trying to recreate this or trying to like give the same vibe of this movie, and it's so boring. What about the special features? Audio commentary with, is there an audio commentary with? Okay, it doesn't have. Oh, it does. It does have a commentary with Roger Ebert. That's gonna be great. There's a commentary with John Waters. That's great. I gotta see that. I gotta see that. There's a Q&A with Russ Meyer and Roger Ebert and the actors. In 1992, back when Siskel and Ebert was like a huge thing, this is a great job. This is a prime example of what they should do with a Criterion Blu-ray or a DVD, and just like multiple documentaries, 5 documentaries. They actually says it says 5 documentaries. 5 documentaries from 2006 about the making of the film, featuring the cast and the crew, and probably Roger Ebert in the middle of it. This is gonna be great. I'm gonna eat this goddamn thing up. And yeah, boobs. Enough said. Blow Up. Antonioni. Now, the first Antonioni movie that I've ever seen was L'Avventura. And I'm going to say this. I'm probably going to piss a lot of people off, or maybe some people might relate with me. I'm not a big fan of L'Avventura. I probably have the same feeling towards the movie, the same feeling that most like critics who booed the movie, or most people who booed the movie at the Cannes Film Festival when it came out. I don't get it. I probably need to watch it again. I think it's an extremely beautiful movie. I think it's a very daring film, like the way he uses shots and just how long they are, and how much the movie basically kind of screws around with the audience. It's very interesting, and it is a very. The idea of the film is very scary, but okay, this part is not about L'Avventura. I should probably watch that movie again, and maybe I'll have like a different opinion on it. But we gotta talk about Blow Up, which is the second Antonioni movie that I saw, and this is the one where I was like, okay, so I can like an Antonioni movie. This is pretty good. This is, I don't know, this is definitely Antonioni trying to like recreate Hitchcock, but with a more like Maude vibe to it. You know, like the 60s British culture vibe. And it's been a while since I've seen this movie. I'm not sure if I have like a full idea of how I feel about the movie at this point. But it's a very risque movie at times. And at times it does create this sense of extreme unease and extreme uncomfortableness. It gets a bit rapey in the middle, which is I was not expecting that while I was watching the movie at the time. This cover, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about this cover. Maybe because of the bird job, maybe. I mean, this really is kind of like the most famous image from the film, but I don't know about the rest of it. It's okay. It's okay. I get what they're doing, but still. Yeah, the special features on this, basically just what I wanted. These are exactly what I wanted. Like, 2016 documentary on the making of the film. Conversations between actors and people who worked on the movie. All that good stuff. New pieces. New pieces probably like produced by the Criterion Collection about Antonioni and all that. It's gotta be great. It's probably great. The timer, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So, okay, come on. Okay, shut up. It has shut up. It has shut it. It has shutting up. Goddamn past pretenses. God. Anyways, blow up. It's pretty good. Not a fan of the cover, but what can you do? So that was part 1. We're still at B, which would probably give you an idea of how long this is going to be. So prepare yourself, and if you feel like giving me some like financial advices in the comment section, I would totally appreciate that. See you in the next part of the biggest regret of my life.